Hello, my beautiful buds. Welcome back to my channel, Sprouts with Joy. My name is Joy, and if you like to talk about plants, you're in the right place. I have a lot of plants to repot. I mean, it is springtime after all, and I have a few newer plants that I want to get into some better soil, stuff like that. I was going to make this more of a repotting Q&A video, but I am feeling a bit under the weather. My throat is kind of sore, so I don't know. So I'm not really in a super chatty mood today, but I am in the mood to spend some time with my plants and with you guys and just kind of have a relaxing repotting session. To be honest, I really need it. I'll probably save the Q&A for a separate video. I'm gonna start off with a really easy one just to break the ice. This is my Aglaonema Maria, and she's been growing a lot, and she's got some roots coming out the bottom of the pot. She's probably ready to size up. Husband's texting me. Aw. This plant has been knocked down by my cats more than once. So I don't know, the soil might be a little bit loose, and I don't know, the root system may be somewhat traumatized, but honestly, I'd rather get her in terracotta anyways because that's more my style. Regardless, I just want to switch up the pot. Okay, let's see what we're working with. Okay, not as full of a root system as I was hoping for, which is unfortunate, but kind of unsurprising considering the roots have experienced a lot of trauma. Oh my gosh, there's hairs in here too. I remember there was at least one time the cats knocked this plant over, and my husband, bless his heart, he tried to put it back together, and he just scooped everything back in, including whatever was on the floor. So I'm not gonna put it into this pot, that's far too large, but I have another terracotta pot. Man, it really is deceptive when some roots just speed down to the bottom of the pot like that, because I really was pretty convinced that she was ready for a repot, but well, we'll just refresh the soil, I guess. And hopefully she'll be more secure in this pot too, because yeah, she's just been thrown back into the pot after being knocked out, and so I think that she was still pretty loose and lackadaisical in there, so okay, this outfit is cute and all, but this top is not long enough to really stay tucked into the overalls. So it's riding up a lot, which is very frustrating. I feel that happens to me a lot with certain outfits, and it's annoying. This next one is my Alocasia Dragon Scale. In my experience, Alocasia don't seem to the repotting shock. They're pretty sensitive to that. But I really want to get this into some new substrate just because it's very compact. I've been wanting to use this cute little self-watering pot with some plant, but it hasn't really happened yet. We're just gonna try it with this Alocasia, because Alocasia I think are pretty sensitive to drying out. Doesn't croak on me. I always feel a little bit paranoid about Alocasia. There's that. Oh, it's already dripping water everywhere. It sounds like my daughter is awake from her nap, so I'm gonna go up and see if I can get her set up with some toys or something that I can finish repotting. This right here is a Marble Queen pothos, and it's a bunch of rooted cuttings, and oh my word, This is another plant that my cats actually knocked down, but it was like completely out of the pot. So I think I was being a bit too ambitious with this pot size. Even though it is on the shallower side, I thought that these were more rooted than they actually are. But this is a much smaller pot, so we'll see if I can squeeze all the cuttings in here. My cat's on my lap. Hi, buddy. I feel slightly over encumbered because of that. Okay. I kind of liked how this was one full bundle. I mean, it might not be the best idea to plop it in there, but right now I just like don't have the energy to do it a proper way, and I like how it looks as is. So that's what we're gonna do, and it's gonna be a very full pot. And my daughter has been fighting a really bad like cold or flu or whatever this week, and she's finally turning the corner, but now I am sick, and I don't think it's hitting me nearly as hard because I don't even have a fever. She had a fever, but you know, that's one of the joys of being a parent, is catching catching a lot of sicknesses that your kids had. Okay, this looks super awkward, but I'm glad that I went with a smaller pot just because now it gets to be nice and full, and I'm reducing the risk of root rot, and I'm just gonna trust that he'll sort himself out. Okay, this next one's pretty exciting. It's just my philodendron Jose Bueno that I got really recently. And I mostly just want to get this in different substrate and get it started up a pole, like as soon as possible. I think that this pot might be a little bit on the big side for this guy, but let's see what we're working with. Okay, not bad. It's definitely far from like root bound, but it's got healthy roots, which is good. First, I'm going to fill it with substrate. So there's that. If you're wondering about this moss pole, I made a video where I just was sort of experimenting with materials that I had on hand, and this is kind of what I wound up with. It looks a little bit awkward at the moment just because of the height of the plant. I didn't want to have anything like in the middle that was obstructing the plant, especially with its more broad leaves, but I don't know, maybe I'll just figure out a different solution down the road. But for now, this is what it looks like. Again, we're really aiming for function. Okay, I absolutely need to get this cactus out of this substrate. I don't care what the root system looks like. It just needs to be out because this is just like straight cocoa peat. Yeah, okay. So I'm not using a cactus specific mix for this. I'm just using my normal mix because it's what I have right here right now. And I'm sick. and I want to do plant things, but I don't have the energy to be like running up and down the stairs a ton, so this is what we're getting. But I think if he survived this long in this mix, I'm sure he will be grateful for a chunkier, airier mix, regardless of what it is, to be honest. So I'm going to just kind of pull away some of this. This root system is not excellent, but I'm gonna be putting this cactus outside. Honestly, I might even put it outside right now, like right after I'm done repotting this, which might be a mistake just because it'll be such a radical change of environment, switching both the pot and the temperature and like sunlight and whatnot all in one day. But if you couldn't tell right now, I have very little to give. So I'm just kind of doing things. I'm making moves, but I feel like I just don't have enough will to care a lot about what I'm doing. I don't know if any of you guys have been there before, but that's where I'm at. But this, what I'm saying is though, that this will dry out very quickly. So I might actually end up watering these cacti that are gonna be outside like almost every single day because they're in terracotta and they're in a very chunky mix. So my guess is that they're going to dry out very quickly outside. So I'm sure it'll be fine. Let's see. Okay, that's actually really cute. Look at that. What I like about this is there are no spines on this cactus. I think it's called a cuddly cactus, or at least that's like the marketing name of it in stores. They're all over Walmart right now, so if you're interested, you can probably find one. Okay. I don't really know for sure if it needs to be repotted, but I definitely want to refresh whatever is happening in here. This is my domino peace lily. This plant probably has some like dry rotted roots in here. So I just want to refresh the soil, and I'm gonna pot it up shallowly. I don't want to put this in terracotta, but I just don't have like the right size pot available, I don't think. So I'm just going for it. Not too bad. Actually, here, let me show you. It wasn't like totally root bound, but like there's definitely some like icky, mushy roots in here. I'm just kind of pulling away. They're just coming right off. Yeah, and that's from times when I've missed watering this plant. And so the roots just croaked. They said, bye. Okay. This is also a plant that's gonna be living outside this summer. So I figured I'd give her a fresh new look. I have to admit, I think I'm actually a little bit sad about this one. This is my Syndapsis Pictus exotica, and I love her in this terracotta pot. Like, the color contrast here is so beautiful, but she's been having a lot of leaves just yellowing off on me recently, and it's been about a year since I repotted her last, and when I did repot her, she was kind of like already going into a pot that was not that much bigger than her root system. So I'm just gonna see, I suspect that she's root bound and ready for a repot. I don't know for sure, but we're gonna investigate. Let's see what we find. Okay. Now the trick will be to get her out of this pot. Okay, that was easier than I thought. But, okay. Interesting. Did you really just not even go down here? Girly, why? To explain, this pot was the same diameter as the pot that she was in originally, but it's a lot deeper. These roots, all the leaves are in the way, you can't even see. I'm trying to be really gentle. So she was very root bound along the edge of the pot there. Her roots didn't go down the way I thought that they would, but she's acting like she's unhappy with her root system. So I think I am going to move forward with repotting her, I think, but that's a little bit sad to me. That didn't go the way I thought it would. Well, this way I'll be able to keep an eye on the roots and hopefully she'll also just have a lot more room around the edges there. In my experience, Syndapsis also are just not really the biggest fans of being root bound. So yeah, I feel like she's getting a little bit unhappy with me. This is probably gonna take the remainder of the soil that I made. Super big air pocket right there. I don't know how well you can see it, but it is the benefit to clear pots, I guess, is that you can kind of check very easily for any spots that you've missed in backfilling. And there she is. Okay. Hopefully I don't regret this. I don't think I will though. I think that she wanted to expand more horizontally than she was allowed to. So I think I'm gonna have to wrap it up right there because my daughter is wanting my attention. So yeah, it was nice spending this time with you guys, even though I'm not really feeling well. So I hope that you enjoyed this time of repotting, and I hope that you have a wonderful and blessed day. Bye-bye!